This is the Dollemore Daily, and I'm Jesse Dollemore. Right now, there is a move afoot to put a protective order on Donald Trump and his lawyers relative to the election interference case here in the District of Columbia. Not the documents case, different judge, far different judge. And I want to read to you what I think is the most important element of this. There are several aspects of this that are being talked about, but for me, the thing that we need to control Donald Trump from doing is intimidating witnesses, is reaching out to witnesses through his social media channels, even in a sideways way, letting them know, if you come for me, I'll come for you, or whatever indirect or direct manner he chooses in that particular day, at whatever particular hour in the middle of the night. I have here the government's argument against the Trump camp. So how this works is the government asked for the order. The other side had so many hours or days to respond. Their response was woefully inadequate. And then the government came back and said, no. We don't agree to the terms they're now amending. Here's why, and here's what we think. And I want to read just a few things from this motion here. Their argument, and then I want to read the several parts within these 8 pages that talk about witnesses specifically to really bring to light what is going on here and what is at risk if Donald Trump is unfettered, allowed to interfere with this trial. First, the government's reply in support of motion for protective order. The central purpose of criminal discovery is to provide the defendant with materials necessary to prepare for a fair trial. To facilitate the efficient production of discovery to the defense, the government proposed a reasonable protective order consistent with current practice in this district, meaning the District of Columbia. The defendant instead proposed an order designed to allow him to try this case in the media rather than in the courtroom, to safeguard witness privacy and the integrity of these proceedings. The court should enter the government's proposed protective order. Now, if you turn over to page 3, if you're following along, there will be a link to this in the description for you to have a copy and read. Listen, as an aside, I always put links to the things that I'm referencing, almost always. Every once in a while I'll forget, but almost always I really try to be diligent about it so you can have the source material. If there's a 49-page indictment that drops, I wholeheartedly encourage you to read all 49 pages. Read the source material so you have it in your own hands what to think about it. It's great that you can have some dum-dum like me to break it down and kind of give his opinion or analysis about it, but the best source is for you to read those documents and understand what is going on. And then if you have questions, seek those answers on the internet. Anyway, going back here, they describe how the Donald Trump lawyers spent all day Sunday, this last Sunday, going on like 5 or 6 or 7 news shows trying this case in the media, and how this is going to have a chilling effect on witnesses. And they go and explain, they go through and explain this. So anyway, here's their argument. The defendant's proposed order would lead to the public dissemination of discovery material. Indeed, that is the defendant's stated goal. The defendant seeks to use the discovery material to litigate the case in the media. But this is contrary to the purpose of criminal discovery, which is to afford defendants the ability to prepare for and mount a defense in court, not to wage a media campaign. The court should instead enter the government's proposed order. Now, here is one of the several instances where they talk about witnesses in the case. In television appearances, defense counsel also made specific claims about what the defendant allegedly said, and did during the charged criminal conspiracies, and discussed anticipated testimony of Michael Pence, the vice president, stating on ABC that the former vice president would, quote, be one of our best witnesses, unquote, and on CBS that, quote, the vice president will be our best witness. if you don't think that this is an attempt to get into Mike Pence's head and let him know, hey, we're paying attention to what you're going to say. This is what we expect from you. Whether that's a fool's errand or not doesn't matter. They are trying to explicitly influence a witness or a potential witness in this case. Passing page 4, going to page 5. This district's rules prohibit defense counsel from doing precisely what he has stated he intends to do with discovery, if permitted. Publicize, outside of court, details of this case, including the testimony of anticipated witnesses. Local Criminal Rule 57.7, subsection B, provides that it is the duty of attorneys in criminal cases not to publicly disseminate quote-unquote information or opinion regarding, among other things, the existence or contents of any statement given by the accused or the identity, testimony, or credibility of prospective witnesses. This is because such statements risk tainting the jury pool with inadmissible evidence or otherwise harming the integrity of these proceedings and influencing potential witnesses. This is the substance of what Donald Trump and his legal team are attempting to do, which could have been predicted, was predicted, absolutely. I don't know why this order was not requested from the jump, from the get-go. Still on page 5 or so lines down, the court should not grant a protective order that would allow defense counsel or the defendant to disseminate evidence such as snippets of witness interview recordings, no matter how short, misleading, or unlikely to be admissible at trial under the federal rules of evidence, and claim that it supports some position the defendant later may make in pretrial motions or at trial. Such conduct has the potential to unnecessarily inflame public opinion, short of all relevant facts, intimidate witnesses, pollute the jury pool, and in general, degrade the integrity of proceedings in this court. Pointedly stated, easily understood. This is without doubt what Donald Trump and his legal team intend to do. It is without doubt what Donald Trump intends to do. We've witnessed him do it on Truth Social over and over and over and over again, up to and including not just his threats about if you come after me, I'm coming after you, which is a dog whistle for his unhinged, frothing at the mouth, QAnon adherent audience, but also attacking Mike Pence himself. When Mike Pence made a comment about his crackpot legal team, Donald Trump, it was a flurry of posts on Truth Social attacking Mike Pence. This is not normal. This is not proper. This is not legal, and it should be, and I believe will be, stopped. My only question is, why, when we saw this coming, we know the character of Donald Trump. We know not only what he's capable of, but what is probable that he will do. Why wasn't this asked in the first place? And in every case related to Donald Trump, why do we have to be reactive about this? Why do we have to pretend like we understand, oh, Donald Trump, maybe he'll be different this time? He's not going to be different. What do you think? I'd love to know. You can call, leave me a brief voicemail, 714-576-4054. You can leave a comment below. You can email me, daily@dollemore.com. All the ways I'd love to hear from you. Social media is another one. I'm at Dollemore everywhere. All the social medias at Dollemore. Look for me and find me there. If you want to help support my work, produce this channel, take part in amplifying this message, click the join button below, become a channel member for $1.99 a month. You can go over to my Patreon page, which is patreon.com/IDoubtItPodcast. You can hit the little super thanks button there. There's all kinds of ways. Buy some merch. Tell a friend about the channel. Some ways aren't even monetary. Or monetary, not monetary. Either one, right? Tomato pajama, right? I'll see you next time, you guys. I appreciate you very much. Thanks for your engagement today. Be genuine. Take care of one another.